The rush of water. A warm summer day. For pioneers along the Oregon Trail, there was little to celebrate when they came upon either. There's no fun to be found when you need to take your wagon and family through a current that tugs at your legs with unexpected force, trying to pull you away from everything you care about. Crossing a river was no easy task. Such were the experiences of settling the West. Of course, today we look more to personal watercraft or a good jet boat to cross such courses, but even so, the old ways continue to inspire us. That's what makes the small Idaho town of Mountain Home such a wonderful contradiction. Located along Interstate 84, just over 50 miles southeast of Boise, Mountain Home may seem like just another small town you drive through on your way to somewhere else. But if you decide not to stop, you wouldn't know what you were missing. As a destination in and of itself, Mountain Home has some surprising things to offer, both from the past and the present. The local KOA campground has become an international way station of sorts, acting as a gateway to a world you never knew.
We have all different types of different people from out of state, British Columbia, Europe. We actually have a lot happening here at Mountain Home KOA. We have a couple cabins and we have teepees that are just extraordinary. We have Boy Scout that actually come in and rent them for the weekend. We have over 60 sites that some of them are up to 100-foot long sites. We have Wi-Fi centered throughout the park and also cable.
Once settled in, pretty much any direction you pick will lead you to a day of whatever activity you want. ATV trails north of town lead into the Boise National Forest and allow riders to find quiet solitude in a place that looks completely unvisited by man. Open meadows devolve into deep, dark forests, depending on which path you choose. Any trip to this section of Idaho would be incomplete without some water thrown in. The Snake River allows anglers the chance to float serenely while casting a line, or boaters to enjoy CJ Strike, one of several reservoirs just south of town. But the Snake is more than just an excuse to get wet for Mountain Home residents. It's an indelible part of their history, one they celebrate proudly every year.
Well, we're at the Three Island State Park in Glenns Ferry, Idaho, and we're on the 24th and final reenactment of the Three Island Crossing. The pioneers crossing the Snake River from the 1840s, and that's what this whole celebration is about. If you read in the journals of all the pioneers that came out here, this was actually a very dangerous crossing. And they had about 80,000 actual Oregon Trail people that crossed here, so it was a pretty significant crossing here.
That Oregon Trail heritage continues strong in Mountain Home. And even though last year's Three Island Crossing reenactment was planned as the last, August 2010, the celebration will still be held, and residents are working on crossing the river for the 25th year in a row. Beyond the past, Mountain Home also looks towards the future, welcoming visitors to play at North America's largest freestanding sand dune, and then gaze into the night sky and see beauty that is quite literally out of this world.
Well, here at the Bruna Dunes Observatory, our observatory holds a 25-inch telescope. You can see all sorts of objects at night. People look at the moon at night and think, oh, it's just the moon, but when you look at it up close and personal like that, it's totally different. The activities on this park include hiking, camping, fishing, horseback riding. Bird watching is really big during the fall and spring seasons.
And if the ATVs, fishing, stargazing, and dune hopping aren't enough, you can hear through the grapevine of something else unique in Mountain Home.
We're at Carmela Vineyards in Glenns Ferry, Idaho. Idaho is slowly becoming the #1 grape growing in the United States. California is getting too warm in different parts. You come to Carmela and Glenns Ferry at the winery, you'll have a great time. Everybody has a great time. We're the only winery in Idaho that has a restaurant. We have a bar and a 9-hole golf course.
History, recreation, comfort, astronomy, and wine. Not what you'd expect from an Idaho town of just over 12,000 people. The pioneers didn't know what they were getting into when they crossed the Snake in their covered wagons, but luckily we do. A bit of the past, a bit of the future, and a whole lot of outdoor possibilities.
So next time when you're planning a trip, think of us at Mountain Home, home of great people, great camping.
For At Your Leisure with Chad and Corby Booth, I'm Stephen Heumann.